Welcome to the 5th week of the Marist Young Adult Online Lenten Retreat. I'm BB Chang and I'm your host. Our retreat invites you to spend some time reflecting on the Sunday Gospel. After the Gospel is read, you will hear a reflection prepared by Erin Kane McGrath, a teacher at Christopher Columbus High School in Miami, Florida. Some questions and a suggested action will follow the reflection. It can be difficult to stay in right relationship with others and with God. In reflecting on the story of the prodigal son last week, Chris Kleska reminded us that God is always waiting to welcome us home even when we damage our relationships. As you enter into this time of retreat, take a moment to quiet yourself and recall a time during the last week when you had some difficulty with another person. Take a deep breath and place that situation into God's hands. Breathe out any anxiety that you might have over the event. Breathe in a sense of peace. And be open to the God who welcomes you home as you pray the following prayer. As you listen to the reading, allow yourself to become one of the characters and pay attention to what you are thinking, feeling, and doing. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus went to the Mount of Olives, but early in the morning he arrived again in the temple area, and all the people started coming to him, and he sat down and taught them. Then the scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery and made her stand in the middle. They said to him, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. So what do you say?" They said this to test him so they could have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and began to write on the ground with his finger. But when they continued asking him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let the one amongst you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And again he bent down and wrote on the ground. And in response, they went away one by one, beginning with the elders. So he was left alone with the woman before him. Then Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She replied, "No one, sir." Then Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on, do not sin anymore."
This gospel is about the adulterous woman who was brought to Jesus for judgment regarding her sin. During this time, the punishment for committing adultery was death by stoning. Before the Pharisees punished the woman, they asked Jesus for his own judgment on the woman so that they might fault him. Jesus simply replied, "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her." Slowly, they all left one by one until the woman was alone with Jesus. He did not condemn her, but instead told her to go and sin no more. Oftentimes, we are quick to place judgments on others without reflecting upon what we ourselves have done. We have all sinned, and we do not wish to be judged based on those sins. It is human to make mistakes. However, we must ask the Lord for forgiveness and then must try to sin no more. We, as Marist brothers and sisters, should remember that we are empowered witnesses who should see Christ in others and who should respect everyone God has created. We are also agents of justice and service who should be compassionate even with those who are favored least. During this Lenten season, reflect on the following. Think of the times that you have passed judgment on someone else without reflecting on your own faults. Were you just in doing so? Now think of the times when you were judged. How do these times make you regret the times when you judged others? In what ways can you improve upon your tendencies to judge others?
Spend some time reflecting upon the questions. During the upcoming week, look for ways that you might be less judgmental. Here are a few suggestions. Try to place yourself in the situation of another person before you judge him or her. Volunteer at a church-related outreach program that works with those often judged by society. Smile, offer an encouraging word, express a positive attitude, and listen before jumping to a conclusion. On behalf of the Marist Young Adult Program, thanks for participating in the 5th week of our online Lenten retreat.